Hey friends, I haven't made as many videos lately because the weather's been nice, and when the weather's nice, I love to be outside gardening. Recently it started in storm season, but in the week or two before that, everything was beautiful outside, and I've been working on my flower beds and wanted to show y'all some of the stuff I've been up to. So here we go. This one here is some of my rose moss. It's kind of a succulent. I believe the scientific name for it is portulaca. It's really drought tolerant. It reseeds itself, and the blooms are so papery and pretty. I just love them. And I found the vintage bicycle plant holder at a local flea market. And here are my shamrocks blooming. I'll put the scientific name up on the screen. I always think of them as Irish shamrocks, even though I don't believe they're from Ireland. I love the tiny pink blooms on the Tradescandia. And now here is my prickly pear. I love the prickly pear, and I wish I had more pictures of the blooms. They're good to eat. I've talked about them before. They get the bloom parts get fruit. They turn into that, and it's really delicious for jellies. And then, of course, more rose moss. Like I said, y'all, it's so drought tolerant and grows so well that pretty much anywhere where I've had issues with other things growing, I stick in some rose moss. It's usually pretty cheap, too, whenever you go to the plant nurseries. Here, I can get a 6-pack of starts for $2 usually. It comes in a lot of colors too, and I've noticed that sometimes I buy a plant of rose moss, and as it grows, it'll all be one color, the blooms, and then they'll start changing. I'll start getting different color blooms on the same plant. It's just such a cool plant to me. I absolutely love it. I have so many of them. And yeah, some of them have variegated colors. This one has this really cool salmon color. Love it. And then the celosia, it gets these really fuzzy flowers on it that are so cool. I think they almost look alien. The pink ones here are perennials, and I can't remember the name for them. My grandma always called them Sweet Williams, so that's what I called them too. And then there's, of course, some more celosia. Coxcomb is a common name for it. I don't use it for obvious reasons. These lily bulbs were given to me by a lady who has a large ranch outside of town, and I planted them last year before the tornado, but they didn't bloom due to tornado debris, so I'm anxious for them to bloom this year. Above the lilies is a mimosa tree, one of my favorites because of their ferny leaves and pink flowers. Here's more of the Sweet Williams. I just love them. I have them planted in a few places where I know that perennials are do good, but I'm still learning the soil here. I've lived in our home. We bought our home 3 years ago, and the dirt in different areas is something that you just have to learn. There are certain areas where leaves from particular types of trees that aren't good for plants build up into a soil that's toxic and stuff like that. So it's just a thing you have to learn. Anyway, back to the flowers. And this is some yarrow I found growing wild in the middle of the yard, and I was so excited. But whenever we had our storm shelter installed, the forklift was going to need to go right through there, and my husband went out and dug them up for me in the rain, y'all. Isn't he awesome? He's super cool. And this is some passion flower that I planted the year that we bought the house, and it still hasn't bloomed yet. It takes those generally 2 or 3 years to establish and bloom, so I'm hoping for blooms this year, y'all. Really hoping. Another big change to our backyard is we now have a FEMA-approved storm shelter back there, bolted down to a foundation, y'all. It is good to go, and I am so thankful for my husband getting this taken care of. He is awesome, y'all, like I said. I don't mean to keep bragging, but he's pretty cool. Look at that, yeah. Oh, it's echoing.
I'm gonna vacuum all that dust away.
That was a hole drilled for the bolt.
I'm gonna take a bolt.
Can you show it again real quick?
So they have a taper. You drive them in, and when you tighten it, it expands it.
Gotcha. Oh, this is gonna be loud.
Yeah.
Let me step out.
And I'll come back and tighten them
Awesome.
for this back later on.
Yay.
And that's that.
Also, like I told y'all recently in a post, my cats are not doing any cat jobs. Last cold snap, a mouse came in, so they're gonna have to be influencers. Thank you, Into the Weeds, for the cool edits of them. And here's Coda doing a little trick. Speaking of Into the Weeds, here's Amber's millennial lookalike entry. I think she looks awesome. What do y'all think? I love it. She also made this edit for TikTok the other day of commentators in the gypverse community, which I think is awesome. It's so cool. I love how she got the AI to describe us and put us all together. Thank you, Amber. So we will roll out on Amber's cool video here. Hope y'all enjoyed this little glimpse into what I've been up to. And I hope all of you come hang out with me tomorrow for the live where we will paint Dee Dee. We'll have an honest discussion about her and we'll honor her in the most honest way that we possibly can. And we'll provide a picture of a young, beautiful Dee Dee having fun at Mardi Gras instead of in her failed marriage. Anyway, let's roll on out on Amber's cool video and I hope y'all have a good day. See you tomorrow.
Robotic, hypnotic, rock your body, hypnotic.